Dinar Shift. The financial world is abuzz with a development that has been years, in some cases decades, in the making for a particular class of currency holders. Tonight, we're drilling down into a moment that could potentially mark a fundamental shift in the valuation and global presence of the Iraqi dinar. The air has been thick with speculation, hushed banking rumors, and the relentless anticipation of a breakthrough, and now, it appears the waiting may have yielded its first concrete evidence of movement. Just before 7:00 p.m. local time today, reports began to surface, disseminated through channels connected to banking insiders and veteran financial analysts, all pointing to a significant action. The contract rates for the Iraqi dinar have reportedly gone live, a powerful signal that the long-anticipated revaluation phase is potentially commencing. This is a scenario that moves far beyond mere gossip or unconfirmed chatter typically associated with this currency's journey. The significance here lies in the consistency of the confirmation and the nature of the data itself. Multiple, independent sources are now confirming the input of specific numbers and updates across live banking platforms, suggesting a major, tangible leap for the dinar. For those who have held this currency with unwavering patience, this news represents more than just a headline. It is the first measurable indicator that a carefully planned process is moving toward the realization of potential monetary gains. Our focus now turns to unpacking the full weight of this action. What exactly are contract rates? What is their function? And what might this mean for the immediate next steps in the revaluation sequence? The precise timing of this evening's report carries immense weight in the context of international finance. According to the internal banking reports, at exactly 7:00 p.m. as synchronized, global movement was observed as banking platforms across the world began logging specific modifications related to these contract rates. Crucially, these were not random system updates or part of routine maintenance protocols, they were deliberate, targeted changes focused explicitly on the infrastructure supporting a dinar value update. The operational role of a contract rate is to act as a pre-negotiated controlled exchange mechanism, typically reserved for individuals or entities who have been verified as holding substantial volumes of the currency. The historic pattern shows that once these controlled rates are firmly integrated into the core banking systems, the eventual release of public exchange rates follows in a relatively short period. The development signals to financial observers that the Republic of Iraq has reached a stage of full readiness to elevate its currency to a state of global recognition and seamless cross-border operation. The synchronization involved in the rollout strongly suggests this was a meticulously planned operation, designed to integrate the dinar smoothly into the matrix of global financial markets without causing undue disruption. The analysts consulted on this matter emphasized the non-accidental nature of the timing and the coordinated deployment across international banking systems. This is the hallmark of a strategic rollout, meticulously managed to confirm operational readiness on a worldwide stage before any broader public announcements are made. While the term contract rates might sound technical to the average observer, their importance as a component of a currency revaluation process cannot be overstated. They function as a layered, structured set of exchange values that effectively prioritize access to the new value. The highest tier, often referred to as Tier 1, is traditionally reserved for major government entities and vast international financial organizations, setting the foundational rate. Subsequent lower tiers are then rolled out to incorporate verified private holders and smaller institutional entities. This methodical, phased approach is an essential strategy for managing the influx of capital, preventing market instability, and preserving the overall integrity and security of the currency throughout its transition. Tonight's confirmation that these multi-tiered contract rates are actively live within global financial systems is being interpreted as a critical signpost. It suggests that Iraq is transitioning from the phase of preparation into the public-facing stage of its revaluation process. The successful input and operational deployment of these rates into live systems confirms that all necessary financial infrastructure, ranging from automated teller machines, ATMs to the complex mechanisms for cross-border settlements, is ready to handle the practical reality of the currency's revised valuation. The logistical and technical preparedness necessary for such an undertaking underscores the commitment to a complete and secure transition. The significance of the 7:00 p.m. window is directly linked to the operational rhythm of global banking. International banking systems run on synchronized schedules, particularly during the late evening hours, typically between 7:00 p.m. and 11:00 p.m. Eastern Time. This specific time frame is utilized by banks worldwide to update overnight exchange rates and meticulously adjust their correspondent cross-border connections. By implementing the new contract rates precisely within this established operational window, Iraqi financial authorities ensured the updates could be absorbed quietly into the global system, thus avoiding any major disruption to active markets while simultaneously affirming their currency's global operational viability. Moreover, multiple reports indicate that this highly specific timing is the culmination of many weeks, if not months, of meticulous testing, recalibration, and technical alignment work performed in close coordination with various international financial institutions. All of these operational and temporal indicators strongly support the view that the current developments are not isolated or spontaneous events, but rather integral parts of a coherent, multi-layered strategic blueprint. This plan is designed with the singular goal of systematically reintroducing the dinar into the wider, interconnected network of global trading and exchange. Looking at the domestic situation within Iraq, Local authorities and financial institutions have been actively preparing the internal ecosystem for months in anticipation of reaching this critical juncture. For instance, there have been confirmed reports of the distribution of new, lower-denomination dinar notes in targeted geographic areas. This distribution serves a specific logistical purpose to test and verify the operational compatibility of updated ATMs and other new banking equipment, ensuring both older and newer currency forms can circulate and transact without interruption. This is part of a larger, coordinated effort to manage a smooth transition at the consumer level. Concurrently, local Iraqi banks have been engaged in intensive coordination efforts with their international counterparts specifically to manage the protocols for cross-border settlements. This step is indispensable, as the ability to efficiently settle transactions with foreign partners is the ultimate confirmation of the dinar's practical viability as a fully operational currency on the international stage. These preparatory actions, both infrastructural and operational, collectively provide compelling evidence that the financial system is now poised for execution, moving well past the purely theoretical planning stage. For the verified holders of the dinar, this activation of contract rates is seen as a pivotal moment, marking the transition of the currency from an object of long-term speculation to a verifiable, actionable financial reality. The going live of contract rates is far more than a symbolic gesture. It is a fundamental, functional step that initiates the entire revaluation process. These rates are designed to permit verified, pre-approved holders to exchange their currency at a designated, elevated value before the general public is granted access to an updated, publicly displayed exchange rate. This structure acts as a control mechanism to manage the initial rush of exchanges. Historically, the release of these reserved contract rates is immediately followed by a sequence of structured, tiered notifications. This is the precursor to the eventual public release of the new exchange rate. In the context of the Iraqi dinar, this sequence suggests that verified holders will soon receive specific, detailed instructions regarding the exchange process. This information will include necessary documentation, appointment scheduling, and the precise rates at which their holdings will be exchanged. Only once these internal, high-volume, and pre-verified procedures are fully concluded is the public exchange rate typically posted on global Forex platforms, signaling the currency's complete operational integration. The activation has already triggered an overwhelming wave of commentary among financial analysts, professional currency watchers, and traders across the globe. Internal banking correspondents, private financial forums, and global market observers are uniformly highlighting the profound significance of seeing these contract rates go live. What distinguishes this moment from past surges of rumors is the confirmation that these new figures are not hypothetical placeholders, they are actively integrated and potentially fluctuating values on live banking systems. This is the irrefutable evidence that the dinar is now a working component of international banking procedures. This level of operational embedding demonstrates that Iraq's preparedness is not merely a domestic achievement. It shows that the nation is now positioned to successfully draw significant global attention and subsequent capital inflow. Financial systems worldwide are monitoring these changes closely, and many are actively positioning themselves to facilitate potential cross-border integration and to capitalize on new economic partnerships that would emerge from a fully revalued dinar. The technical steps taken tonight are effectively an invitation to the global financial community to recognize and interact with the new reality of Iraq's currency. Beyond the complex mechanics of the exchange process itself, the broader economic ramifications for Iraq are extensive and consequential. Iraqi authorities have consistently communicated a long-term goal centered on restoring a high degree of trust, stability, and credibility to the national dinar. The visible efforts, including the distribution of new physical notes, the thorough upgrade of all banking infrastructure, and the ongoing coordination with international financial partners, are all vital components of establishing a groundwork for long-term financial stability that extends far beyond a simple rate change. The methodical and carefully managed nature of this rollout is specifically designed to mitigate potential market disruptions and to ensure that the entire process is secure, transparent, and orderly. This cautious approach is aimed squarely at strengthening the public's confidence in the national currency, both domestically and internationally. Every bank branch, every ATM, and every Forex partner involved in this process is reportedly operating under heightened readiness, suggesting a deep-seated commitment to a smooth and controlled transition away from the current low value rate. A crucial strategic element driving this entire process is Iraq's deliberate, multi-faceted plan to lessen its long-standing economic reliance on the US dollar. The government's increasing preference for conducting national contracts and certain trade agreements in dinar is a clear policy signal indicating a firm push toward greater economic independence and monetary sovereignty. The successful implementation of live contract rates directly supports this broader strategic policy, harmonizing Iraq's internal financial reforms with the stringent operational standards of the international financial community. For those who hold the currency, a sophisticated understanding of the immense strategic importance of these updates is just as vital as having accurate information on the new exchange rates. This move represents much more than a chance for short-term financial gains. It is an undeniable reflection of a massive, nation-wide effort to overhaul and solidify Iraq's economic infrastructure, promoting a foundation for sustained, long-term financial growth and resilience. As the verified holders wait their specific notifications, A strategy emphasizing both patience and meticulous preparation remains paramount to success. The contract rates have now set the official stage for the revaluation, but the actual, physical public exchanges will only commence once the internal and highly complex banking procedures for verified holders are completed. The structured system of tiered notifications, which begins with the lower tiers of verified holders referred to as Tier 4 and Tier 4B, ensures that specific individuals and institutions receive priority access to the new exchange process. This structured, step-by-step approach is in place to effectively manage the operational flow, uphold the integrity of the currency exchange, and guarantee the deployment is conducted in an orderly fashion without any chaotic market interference. For currency holders, the immediate next steps involve a commitment to consistently monitor official communication channels, ensure all necessary personal documentation is current and prepared, and maintain a state of heightened alertness for confirmed, official exchange instructions. The financial community strongly cautions against taking premature action based on unverified rumors, speculative forum posts, or any early access offers that circulate unofficially, as such actions are often accompanied by significant, unnecessary financial risk. Strategic patience, therefore, is the watchword for this current phase of the process. The international implications of tonight's reported developments are substantial and far-reaching. Global banking systems have already confirmed the necessary internal adjustments, a move that signals their comprehensive readiness for both domestic dinar transactions and high-volume cross-border settlements. This operational readiness represents a significant leap forward in the dinar's journey toward full reintegration into the critical arteries of global trade. Esteemed financial analysts are now suggesting that other emerging economies, which face similar challenges of currency volatility, may closely observe and potentially adopt elements of Iraq's methodical strategy for strengthening their own national currencies. The potential ripple effect of this success could extend well beyond Iraq's borders, subtly yet powerfully influencing the dynamics of international finance and potentially reshaping global investment strategies concerning developing economies. From a purely market-based perspective, the critical task for all stakeholders now is to maintain a mindset that is calm, highly strategic, and fully prepared. Allowing for emotional reactions, though understandable given the circumstances, can lead to costly and regrettable decisions. Careful, objective observation and a strict adherence to official, verified updates are the best courses of action to ensure holders are optimally positioned to benefit from this historic financial moment. The activation of contract rates means the new values have been meticulously tested, documented, and embedded into the core banking logic, providing a clear and established roadmap for those who are ready to proceed in a responsible, documented manner. The long-term advantages are overwhelmingly tilted toward those who strictly follow the officially established procedures and who actively avoid any attempts at unverified transactions or speculative, high-risk schemes. This methodical and deliberate approach by the Iraqi authorities aims to safeguard the interests of all participants while ensuring the stability of the entire process. On the domestic front, Iraq continues to take exhaustive, meticulous steps to bring its internal financial system into complete and functional alignment with established international standards. The infrastructure upgrades, which include comprehensive updates to ATMs, internal banking networks, and the logistics for managing the physical currency, are designed to ensure seamless operation throughout the complex revaluation process. Authorities have provided assurances that all necessary technical prerequisites, regulatory approvals from international bodies, and internal operational procedures are now firmly in place, minimizing the chance of error. This demonstrated commitment to minute operational detail reflects a broader national dedication to achieving long-term economic stability and actively strengthens confidence in the dinar as a credible, reliable, and trustworthy medium of exchange for both domestic and international holders. This level of technical and regulatory preparation is a powerful signal that the currency is fully prepared for its dual role of robust domestic circulation and definitive international recognition, which is the ultimate goal of the entire program. As the public rollout phase draws nearer, expectations within the financial community are naturally reaching a peak. The next scheduled step involves the phased delivery of tiered notifications to verified holders, which will detail the exact exchange procedures, followed shortly thereafter by the posting of public rates on major Forex platforms. Historically, the duration between the activation of contract rates and the full public release can vary, typically spanning a few days up to several weeks depending on the speed and efficiency of the necessary verification protocols and final global system confirmations. Tonight's development strongly suggests that this carefully structured process has officially moved into its active execution phase, unequivocally marking the start of the final revaluation sequence. The deliberate, careful sequencing from the private contract rates to the tiered notifications and, finally, to the public release is a powerful statement about Iraq's commitment to process, fairness, and transparency for all stakeholders. By prioritizing verified holders in the initial stage, the system ensures the exchange remains orderly and that those with established claims benefit from controlled, sequential exchange opportunities. The wider body of public holders will soon witness the tangible results of these rigorous, structured procedures, a clear reflection of a commitment to an organized and deliberate deployment rather than any attempt at chaotic or rushed measures. For both seasoned investors and long-term currency holders, the immediate opportunity lies squarely in strategic preparedness. Maintaining fully organized documentation, actively monitoring only verified communication channels, and strictly adhering to official banking procedures will be the key factors that position holders to successfully take advantage of the revaluation as it unfolds. Historical precedents from similar revaluation events clearly indicates that those who approach this phase with patience, responsibility, and adherence to protocol generally achieve the most favorable and secure outcomes, whereas premature, impulsive, or speculative actions often lead to avoidable setbacks or financial losses. Tonight's confirmed developments should be viewed as an official invitation to embrace a stance of strategic patience and absolute readiness, trusting the documented process now officially underway. The global financial community is watching this unfolding process with intense interest. International banks, major Forex platforms, and institutional investors are all now formally noting Iraq's progress in real time as a result of the contract rate activation. This level of confirmed operational readiness, as opposed to a mere theoretical plan, provides powerful validation. This elevated visibility is highly likely to attract additional, significant interest from foreign investors and institutions looking to participate in Iraq's ongoing currency transition, further amplifying the inherent significance and economic weight of tonight's technical updates. Beyond the immediate financial outcomes, the successful rollout of the contract rates is a palpable reflection of Iraq's larger, long-term economic vision for the nation. By deliberately decreasing its economic reliance on external currencies, aggressively modernizing its core financial infrastructure, and successfully integrating its systems with global standards, Iraq is laying a solid foundation for decades of future stability. The dinar's revaluation, therefore, represents much more than a transient increase in value. It is a critical, strategic move towards sustainable economic independence and powerful, self-directed growth. For the everyday holder, a clear understanding of the established process is absolutely crucial. The contract rates provide a controlled, structured pathway to higher value exchanges for verified parties, while the public rates will follow once all necessary internal verification and operational steps are fully completed. This sequence is designed to guarantee security, process fairness, and absolute transparency throughout the entire operation. Tonight's reports of live contract rates confirm that the meticulously designed system is now operating precisely as intended, setting the definitive stage for a carefully controlled and highly effective public rollout in the near future. Looking ahead, the overarching message remains unambiguous: vigilance, preparation, and patience are the three essential components of a successful strategy. All definitive, official updates regarding the revaluation will originate solely from recognized, legitimate platforms, banks, and authorized government agencies. Holders must be rigorous in avoiding unverified claims, speculative early access offers, or any information disseminated through non-official channels, as these typically carry profound financial risks. By remaining informed and strictly adhering to official directives, holders can maximize their potential benefits from this historical and transformative moment for the dinar. As the revaluation phase continues its structured progress, holders should anticipate the sequence of tiered notifications, which will then be followed by the public rates appearing on international exchange platforms. The process is engineered to ensure that every stage is secure, documented, and orderly, minimizing any chance of destabilization. The developments confirmed today provide solid evidence that Iraq is fully equipped and operationally ready to manage its national currency transition on both the domestic and demanding global levels, powerfully signaling a historic and definitive turning point for the Iraqi dinar. The positive broader economic impact that may extend from this successful process should not be underestimated. Iraq's successful execution of this revaluation may establish a compelling template for other emerging economies that are also seeking to fortify their own currencies and reduce their dependency on external financial frameworks. Countries closely monitoring Iraq's methodical and successful approach could implement similar strategic measures, potentially leading to a wider, more robust financial stability across regions that have previously struggled with chronic currency volatility and economic uncertainty. In summary, for all observers and most importantly, for all holders of the currency, tonight's developments symbolize more than a simple financial news story. They powerfully signal a landmark moment for the nation of Iraq and a significant event within the context of the global economy. The confirmation that contract rates have gone live indicates that the highly anticipated revaluation phase has now formally begun, offering a carefully structured, orderly, and well-managed pathway toward significant economic progress. This is the official beginning of a journey that holds the potential to fundamentally redefine Iraq's financial future and to impact global markets in ways that the world is only just beginning to comprehend. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and prepare with meticulous wisdom.